Okay, now I have sewn my each of my side fronts to my side back. There are the stitches, and I've chosen thread that is contrasting with the fabric because I quite like the stitches showing up. Oops, I'm holding it, dropping it, there you go. Okay, so that's one of my pieces back in place with the zip. So this is going to be the front of the zipped pouch. Here's the other piece, out of which I have already taken the paper pieces. And you can see that mostly the creases that were stitched around the paper pieces have held their place, so they're mostly still creased up as if they had the paper inside. This fabric here is a bit less willing to keep its nice sharp creases, but I can work with that, it's fine. This is the back of the side front, there it is, and I am going to stitch this side where I've taken the paper out onto the zip like this. So I'm placing it on the zip so that the squares more or less run the length of the zip. Okay, and I'm going to pin that now just to hold it in place. I'm going to try and tuck the selvages in as much as possible. Don't forget you can undo zips, and sometimes I'm just pulling those little bits out of the way, tuck that in. You can undo zips, and that often makes it easier to work with, particularly at this end and at this end when the slider's out of the way. Okay. The stitch I'm going to use for this one to sew the side to the zip is I think I'm going to use a back stitch. So you don't have to. You could do a little overstitch, but I think this one I'm going to back stitch. I did think actually about doing chain stitch down there. That'd be quite interesting. Anyway, I'm joining on underneath onto one of the selvages, and I'm starting with the fabric that's less willing to hold its crease, so I can get that done and sorted out of the way. Right, so I've joined on under there, I'm going to tuck it in. And going to stitch and do it just a few millimeters away from the zip edge. But when I actually get to the stitch where the teeth are, I'm going to check that I'm not stitching too close so that the slider doesn't work. So I'm going to get the fabric as close to the teeth as you can, but not so close that the slider doesn't